Good morning, everybody. It's Deanna with Tools of Energy Protection, and welcome to Valentine's Day 2017. I'm sending big love and hug and kisses out to everybody this morning, hoping that your day is great and wonderful. Before we start our swift energy shift today, I do want to take a moment to recognize that perhaps not all of us have someone special today to be in our lives, but we do have someone special that we can reach out to. So today I encourage you to reach out to other people and to tell them that you love them, or to tell them that they're appreciated and valued, because we all need to know that we're truly valued. And if we think about Valentine's Day, is that one time a year where there's a lot of pressure to say we love somebody, or hope that the one we love tells us that they love us, and it sometimes just doesn't simply happen. So take a deep breath today, and I want you to know that there is one person, if you will, that does love you more than anything, more than you can possibly imagine, and that is God's Spirit or Source. God's Spirit or Source loves us so much that sometimes we don't think about it. And one of the ways that Spirit loves us is by us asking for what we want. I've been reminded a lot lately through clients and friends that I ask Spirit for what I desire, and if I need something, I ask. If I want to know something, I ask, and I receive answers. But not everybody asks, and that's what they keep reminding me. Oh, Deanna, I forgot to ask. So today, if there's something you desire to know, if there's something you desire to feel, if there's something you're looking for in your life, then I encourage you to reach out and ask Spirit for what you desire, and then watch and see what happens. Good morning to Christy, who's joined us, and she says, I love you. I love you too, Christy. We've been together quite a long time anyways. So I do encourage you on if you have a question and you want to type it in the feed, I'll cover it. So today, the swift energy shift. What's happening, everybody? Well, we went through a lunar eclipse, which really propelled and pushed us rolling forward. People that are more aware, more spiritually sensitive would have felt more of this than others, but everybody still feels it. So how does that show up in your life? Okay, if you're feeling a lot of anxiety about something but you're not sure what, a lot of people had an upper respiratory issue, and that's a manifestation of things from a higher level to the physical level. Other things that I heard is people who are spiritually gifted, who have been gifted for a while and maybe not recognized it, are now feeling the push to be more aware. They may hear things or sense things, and they've suppressed it for years, or they pushed it to the side for years, and all of a sudden they feel like, wow, I need to pay attention to this. Well, that's true. Right now, there is more and more of an awakening on this planet to be more spiritually connected, to connect to divine source, however that looks for you. So I encourage you to meditate, to practice yoga, to take time to go out in nature, however that works for you, to take a moment in your day and just stop, at least for 15-20 minutes, and really connect within as well as without. It's a two-step process. So the other things that are happening in this shift is you may be feeling like things are dying down, and you're like, whoo, we made it. Well, guess what? We're just getting started. So the first push was to get you to look at things, to look at your life, to look at what's happening for you. Where's your career? Where's your love life? Where's your health? And there was a big surgence, and that's why people felt a lot of anxiety. Now, today, and going into the period of the 22nd, 23rd, is a period for us to really dig into that. It's kind of like you've been given an opportunity to go through your closet and pull out old things and see what's there and recycle or repurpose things. And if you don't take the time between now and the 22nd, 23rd to get that done, what's going to happen is you're going to get that big surge again within yourself. You're going to get that big feeling of anxiety again. So I encourage you to take time to do that. Let's get busy, and everybody who is actually live with us today, I'm going to do an energy clearing, and I did have somebody ask me yesterday, what does that look like? So I'm going to take a brief moment. An energy clearing is to clear your energy, basically. So what does that look like? If you take your fingers and stretch them out, you can't see here on the video, but a letter T, a big giant letter T, and you turn around in a circle, that space, also 3 feet above your head and 3 feet below your feet, that space is your energy field. That's your torus, T-O-R-U-S. And you draw in divine energy through the top of your head. It cycles down through your spinal column and comes back out around like an egg shape or an apple shape and back up into the top of your head. That's your energetic space. You also have a mental body, emotional body, physical body, spirit body, and energy body. And so all of those bodies combined are what makes up your energy. There's also a space where all of your experiences throughout this life are recorded, and other experiences are also recorded, just like your body records stress. So if you take your shoulder and you go like this, that's your body holding energy. Usually it's stress. And when you let it go, it relaxes and lets the energy go. So when I'm clearing energy, I'm connecting in with God, Spirit, or Source, asking God, Spirit, or Source to connect into the angels. There's healing angels that help, and then into you, wherever you might be at this moment. And for that energy that's not so happy to be lifted from that field that we talked about, and also some other places. So you might feel more uplifted. Some people feel a tingling sensation. Some people feel a brush across the top of their forehead. But that's all energy being moved out. So the second question I got yesterday was, okay, so you move the energy out and I feel better, then what? That's a great question. So when you go to a massage therapist and you go in like this and the massage therapist works on you and you walk out like, oh, that's much better, and 2 weeks later, a day later, you walk like this again, what is that? That's you processing energy through your conscious and subconscious mind, and if it's stressful, you're storing it in your body. That's what that looks like. So how do you not do that? Diet, exercise, stress management, work things out in your life. It's the same thing with energy clearing. Once the energy's been cleared from you, this uplifting feeling, that gives you the space to walk forward in a more organized way in your life, to take that step-by-step process to make your life better. So let's get started. So I'm going to ask that the angels that are healing and clearing people work with everybody that's not only on this call, or sorry, on this live stream, but also those people that watch at least 48 hours afterwards. So we're connecting into that. So we're looking forward in time a little bit. And waiting on that. So just take a nice deep breath and relax. So it looks like they're working to fill in the love space. So people that are with us now and in the next 48 hours have probably worked a lot on themselves and are looking for answers. All right. And so they're also doing an adjustment, which is interesting. In this last energy shift, more of our cells in the human brain opened towards being more spiritual or more spiritually aware. That may be another subject for another day, but technically what's happening is science tells us we only use a small portion of our brain, which is controlled by DNA from my understanding. So the DNA is being shifted so that we can become more awake, alert, aware, more conscious, and notice more things. Okay, so they're now working on uplifting the energy. If you are one of those people that's highly sensitive and you feel a lot of things and you're not sure why and you're like, how can I block this out? I don't want to feel it anymore. Please go over to the website toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on free training, and a drop-down box will come down and you click on free tool. And download that, and that will give you a 3-step process and some information on how to cut your cords and take your power back and raise your vibration. And that's a very important tool for those of us that are more highly sensitive. Okay, they're still working on that. One of the energies that they're clearing this morning is called fear of self, and that came up yesterday. That's a very interesting energy. I've not had that really come up before. Most people, it's about life. It's not about fear of self. So what does that look like? Fear of self is fear of wanting to go forward, or your desire to go forward. And if you step into something new, there's a lot of fear because you don't know if you can handle it. Can I bring it? That's the common vernacular. If you tell somebody, I'm going to do something, and they say, bring it, and they expect you to step up to the plate. So fear of self has to do with, can you fill out your space? Can you do what you say you're going to do? And that's actually really a good thing, because that means you've shifted with this last energy shift. You've thrown things out of your closet, so to speak, that you didn't need anymore. So congratulations, yay! All right, let's see what else they're working on this morning. Okay, the other thing that's coming up a lot now is controlling your life purpose. That came up on the horizon about 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, where I started seeing a lot of people trying to explore their life purpose and meaning. And I've had so many people that have made appointments and sessions with me and asking me, Deanna, what's my life purpose? First, I'd like you to notice that you're questioning what your life purpose is right now. That's fascinating, because in the past we've been so busy doing, and trying to survive and trying to make ends meet and get the kids out the door and other things to school and all that the focus has just been really in our own little lives. And now your awareness is coming up. Your head is being lifted up. One of my favorite ways to think about this is if I ask you to do a push-up, you put your hands on the floor and you get ready to do that push-up, where's your nose? It's right there on the carpet or on the floor. How much can you see when you're there, right? Not a whole lot. And that's where we've been in our lives. And as you take your hands and you push, your perspective, your peripheral vision becomes greater because you're still looking at the floor. So over the last probably 3 or 4 weeks in the energy shift, people who have spiritual gifts or people who know that there's more to life than this 9-to-5 habit trail wheel are beginning to push themselves up and beginning to look more. And the peripheral vision is coming into focus. Hi, Felicia. Hi, Judy. Thank you for joining. But that push up is also part of the shift, because God, Spirit, or Source is asking us to not only take control of our lives, but to become more aware of what's happening. So I hadn't planned on going into this today, but since I'm there, I'm going to finish this. When you begin to push back in your life and you begin to go and see more and more, your head will eventually turn up and start looking around. When you're doing a push-up, or if you're doing yoga, usually the idea is to lift your head up and to look, and just look up. And so in your life, I'd like for you to begin to look up, so to speak. Besides paying the bills, besides going to work every day, or if you work at home, yay for the stay-at-home moms. It's such a challenging job. Been there, done that, still doing it. And if you're doing those kind of things every single day, that's great, and that's part of your human experience. But what about your connection to Spirit or Source? Earlier today, I recommended that you ask for what you want, what you desire in your life. My rule is if you don't ask, you can't receive. So begin to look at your life. I'd like for you to take some time today and take a breath and say, where is my life going? And most of the time we do that, it's a big question mark. So where is your life going? If you only had, I read a quote from Steve Jobs the other day that said, if you only had today to live, what would you do differently? And that's a good way to think of it. But I'd also like you to begin to plan next week, next month, and the next few months, especially with the energy shifts for 2017. There's going to be this big shake, and then it'll stop for a while, kind of like an earthquake.